I think you do, you know.
Right.
Okay. Proceed.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Mr. Collison. So that was a peaceful search. We were on March 2nd evening. You were not a part of the protest, you said.
No, ma'am.
And what did you observe at that time? You were in your cell. I was asking you, what were you doing at that time? While the other inmates, your friends, Mr. Paddy and everybody, you know, they were protesting, what were you doing?
Ma'am, I was at my bed space. I was blacking my face with one of my t-shirts because of the smoke in the place. I wasn't protesting. I was in my corner because a lot of water started spraying in the place. All the food and everything started floating in the building. Mattress, everything wet.
So there was no kind of disorderly behavior at that time in that Capital A division at that time?
What do you mean?
As in prisoners were rowdy, you know, shouting, screaming, indecent language, nothing of the sort.
No, what I heard prisoners hollering or the news people at the back.
Okay. Now
and
let's...
they run to the back there. Some prisoners run to the back there and start hollering, they're in prison long and justice delayed, justice denied.
Okay, so to your mind, that was an orderly thing. That wasn't anything rowdy, that's something normal. No?
No.
It wasn't normal. So it was something out of the ordinary then.
Well, since I'm in the location, I never see that before.
So this is the first time you saw something like that happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's go, you had a complete search on March 2nd.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Now, have you ever seen at your time at a prison that you'll have two searches, one after the other? You have a search and then tomorrow you have another search?
Yes.
Have you ever saw that?
Yes, ma'am.
So the time when you saw there was another search, why was there another search to your mind? They had a search one day, a complete search. And the next day, very next day, there's another search. Because that's what happened on March 3rd. Why that happened before? Into your mind?
You wouldn't be able to say. But
You won't be able to say. Okay. But it's strange, right?
yes, I see that before in prison.
Okay, because on March 2nd, there was a complete search, fire and everything. And then on the 3rd, another search.
No, there wasn't a search on the 3rd.
What was there?
That was before searching and everything. Mr. Pilgrim come to the door on the 3rd of March. That was the morning. Because I didn't sleep. I was in the dormitory. Mr. Pilgrim come and he say, when the door open, y'all come out 5 by 5 with y'all belongings and proceed to the recreation booth, ma'am.
Okay, so he didn't tell you to go to the tarmac for a search?
No, you gotta, how the building situated, for me to the recreation booth.
You have to pass this.
Got to walk on the tarmac.
Okay. That's all my questions for you, Mr. Collison. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chair? Commissioner?
Is there anything arising, Mr. Ram, you'd like to ask?
No, sir. I would like to stick to proper rules because my task, the only person who is allowed to re-examine is the person who leads the examination. And it's the Commission Counsel. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
I beg your indulgence. I just have one question for the witness.
One.
One. Oh, no.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that the prisoners on March 2nd, they were being rowdy or making noise and doing all these things to get the attention of the media. You remember that?
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
I said what I just told the council was on the night in question. That's the 2nd of March.
Yes.
I was at my bed space, and I heard prisoners hollering. The media was at the back. Travis Chase was at the back, and some prisoners hollering, "Justice delayed, justice denied." In prison, 5-6 years waiting on the trial, and these kind of things.
Right, and fires were lit and all that stuff on March 2nd, right?
Yes, well, smoke.
Good.
Woke me up.
Good. So here's a question that I have for you. I mean, you testified that prisoners have cell phones in jail, right? Remember that? Prisoners have cell phones?
Yeah, cell phones in prison, sir.
Right. Is there a reason that you can comprehend as to why the prisoners didn't use their cell phones to call the media as opposed to being ruckus or causing a disturbance to get the attention of the media? Is there any reason why they couldn't use their cell phones to speak to the media?
I wouldn't be able to say it.
But in your
That's
logic,
That's it, the guillotine falls.
There's supposed to be one question, sir. Uno.
Mr. Collison,
Yes, ma'am.
was there an orderly at the time present in capital A when the search was carried out?
If we had a hardly.
Yeah, you had your orderly. You usually have an orderly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was there an orderly present?
No, ma'am.
Why?
He was at court.
He was at court.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
well, that confirms, I think, what an earlier witness had stated. How is that orderly usually selected? You know, how do you select? Or is that orderly put in place
No, ma'am.
in the divisions?
A senior officer, a senior prison officer, it's come to locations after locations,
Mhm.
and he's gonna come in and talk to everybody and ask us like who the prisoners feel comfortable with being the hardly.
Okay.
Because some prisoners and another prisoner might get a problem, and then the hardly's gotta go and bring you food and these kind of things.
Okay. So the orderly, what criteria you feel, this orderly should have? What sort of characteristics, a good behaved
Yeah.
person, a trustworthy type of
Yes, ma'am.
person, objective type,
Yes, ma'am.
that he would give you story over, but also not be forced if they're sort of bad guys there,
The orderly is not a bad person.
Okay, he's not a bad
He's
person.
come around every morning and asks every prisoner, where's your problem with a little book we receive?
And he helps
These
to
things.
negotiate with the prison administration. He helps to negotiate, to say like if there are problems, right? If between inmates and prison officers, he would help to talk to you all, talk to the prison officers about it. Would he like be a negotiator then?
Well,
usually in some prisons,
Yes, ma'am. Well,
They're
this guy, the orderly, if a prisoner and an officer talking,
uh-huh.
you would tell the prisoner, well, humble. Well, that's what I
Right,
see because
humble,
I'm living
humble,
there, right?
yes,
Behave
uh-huh.
yourself, and it will meet to the office with the prisoner right there and the officer there.
Okay,
And
so,
the chief is take over the matter because he's the person who's be running the yard, a chief officer.
okay. And the crucial question now, right, which you can reflect on, if an orderly was there present on that day, do you think the incident could have been avoided?
If an orderly was present.
Yes,
on
if
that
the orderly was present that day, do you think he would have been able to negotiate and say to inmates, humble yourself now, and even as the day two, the following day, things got very out of hand, would he have been able to negotiate with prison officers, with inmates to say, well, cool it, let's don't go down that road?
Well, he would have ought his word of advice, but is towards the prisoner if they want to go with what he's saying, because in prison, prisoners is break up in all kind of moods and flats. So down to the orderly, sometimes I might talk into a prisoner, and he might take it on and he go on and tell the orderly, well, he got time with you and all these kind of things. You understand?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man.
Just one, number one, Mr. Collison.
Yes, sir.
Were you the only person taking the reception? Were there any other prisoners taking the reception from that searchline?
Two of us, sir.
Yourself and who?
Myself and Steve Alicock, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there another prisoner? Where we take. You're excused if you want to again.
Thank you, sir.